Hey everyone, last week I uploaded part 1 of a top 10 mini-series that I was doing called the Top 10 Questions for Airsoft Beginners Answered. You can see that right up here. There you go. Without further ado, here are your top 10 questions for Airsoft Beginners Answered, part 2. Number 7, what are the different types of magazines? Well, with M4s you have two main types. First, you have your high capacity magazines or high caps. Most AEGs, remember, automatic electric guns, come with one of these. They hold anywhere from 300 to 600 BBs. High caps have a BB reservoir in the top that you open and you fill with BBs. You close this and then you have a wind-up wheel or some sort of mechanism that feeds them up into the feeding position of the magazine. Next, you have your mid-capacity magazines or mid-caps. These don't have a BB reservoir and they don't have a wind-up wheel. You load them with a speed loader. I have what's called an M12 Sidewinder. You put this magazine in the speed loader and you crank this wheel and it fills this thing with 140 BBs. The capacity of these magazines can range from 30 to 160 BBs, but once they're empty, they're empty. You can't wind them up. Both of them have their strengths. I use mid caps. Here's why. See the problem? First, you're walking around with a BB rattle. Second, you have to wind up high caps more often than you have to change your mid-cap magazines. I'd rather just change my mag and get on with it. I don't want to have to mess with winding a wheel. Number 8, not a question, but a point I'd like to make that was suggested by Tractor Smacker on Reddit. Don't go out and buy everything all at once. Get your essential gear and equipment first. Things like a gun, good quality eye protection, face protection if required at your local field, magazines, BBs, and some camouflage clothing. After you have all your essentials, you can turn your attention to the non-essential gear. When buying non-essential gear, you should have the mindset of, I needed that equipment during this last game but didn't have it, so now I'm going to buy it and have it for next time. For me, grenades were a good example of this. I kept finding myself needing a grenade but not having one, so I went out and bought one. Another piece of equipment that I needed but didn't have was good quality eye protection. My first pair of goggles were really crappy, they hurt my face and always fogged up. So I went out and I bought these. They work really well, they're very comfy, and they don't fog up. They've got foam gaskets on the inside that keep BBs out, but they don't hurt my face. Number 9, how do I fit in? I want others to join this sport. I want them to feel like they belong. In one of my previous videos, I highlighted the actions of a new guy as examples of what not to do. So how do you fit in? First and foremost, call your hits. Nothing will make you a more hated person as fast as not calling your hits. Second, we have a saying in Airsoft, dead men tell no tales. When you die and you're going back to your spawn or you're waiting on a medic, you don't give away the positions of enemy players to your teammates who are still alive. You may tell your teammates whether you're dead or alive if they ask you, hey, are you dead? Are you alive? But that's about it. Third, don't blind fire. Blind firing is when you're shooting without looking down your sights and seeing where your BBs are going. If this were a corner and I would be shooting around the corner like this, I would be blind firing. You can't see where your BBs are going when you're blind firing. You can hit players that are already dead, or you can accidentally shoot someone at point blank range if you fire around a corner. Don't do it. Another thing you shouldn't do is rage.
Well, we surrendered you.
I didn't do you!
Yeah, don't do that. Finally, as a wise man named Todd Dennison once told me, play with honor. Be someone who is fun to play with. It makes the experience of others more enjoyable. And never forget that at the end of the day, it's just a game. Number 10. What injuries could I get from playing Airsoft, and how do I prevent them? You can die. Okay, maybe not that bad, but you can get hurt. I once played with a girl who screwed her knee up because she did a slide and ended up sliding into part of a tree. I once hurt my knee because I jammed it into a chunk of frozen mud. It might as well have been a mangled piece of concrete. I laid there for a minute in pain, and it was after that game that I started to wear knee pads. Another common injury is teeth chipping from getting shot in the mouth. You can wear a face shield or wear a mouthpiece. Problem solved. I go back and forth between these. If there are 5 people on the other team with powerful guns and I have to look presentable for a family get-together or church the next day, I'd rather not have welts all over my face. If there are only a couple of powerful guns on the other side and I'm in an I don't care mood, I pop in a mouthpiece. One of the people I played with fell and broke his arm. Don't fall. Another injury from falls could be concussions. Just wear a brain bucket. This is mine, and it has saved me from more than a few falls. Twisted ankles are another common thing. Just wear boots with ankle support. 8-inch boots should do the trick. Another injury are BBs getting stuck in your skin. Something I've never had to experience because I make sure that I have a lot of my exposed skin covered. I have played indoors with people in t-shirts. When we came back out to staging, he squeezed a BB out of his forearm like he was popping a zit. As long as you wear full seal ANSI Z87 impact rated eye protection, you'll be fine and you won't have any eye problems. And that is going to wrap up part 2 of the top 10 questions for airsoft beginners. Let me know in the comments below if you think that I need to make another video covering additional topics that I didn't mention. If you like this video, you can head over to my Instagram at AirsoftSpeedy. I'll follow you back. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, leave them in the comments below. Until next week, this is Airsoft Speedy. I'll see you next time.